Good morning and welcome to Thursday. I'm Joe Jaquin, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group, and our toll-free number 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. And I hope you're all having a wonderful Thursday. We're a week away from Christmas Eve, so just a reminder, we will be closed next Thursday and Friday. So if you need to get a hold of us, do it by Wednesday of next week. We'll be off Thursday, Friday. The following week, which is New Year's, we'll be closed Thursday and Friday again. Metals plans will start. We'll start shipping metals plans probably the day or two before New Year's Eve, and then, of course, into the following weeks. We've got a better plan. We just got more help now with Brittany and Brooke and Arlene. Then, of course, the Colorado office as well. We are going to be shipping through a multitude of post office. So hopefully, I'm cautiously optimistic that we'll have all of the metals plans out by about the 10th of January. Get in that plan. Man, has it been just a fantastic opportunity for so many people out there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go to allamericangold.com, read about the metals program. But real simply, you need at least $100 a month. You know, we created this plan originally for people that hey, I don't have $1,000, $2,000. You know, yesterday we ran that special. What a great special. By the way, congratulations. Anyone who got in on the Mint State 63 deal, and either one, whether it was the Liberties or the Saints, man, gold's up huge today. Silver's up even bigger. We'll get to that in a minute. But they, you know, hey, I don't have $2,200, but we wanted everyone to be able to get into the plan, and it's just evolved into this huge thing all on its own. $100 a month is the minimum. There is no maximum. We've got a lot of people using this like a 401k, and they're putting $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 now a month into the program. And we physically ship you product every quarter. So you get 4 deliveries a year. And the best part is we pool all the money together. And you know how it works, right? When you buy in volume, you get discounts. It's no different for me, right? When I'm dealing with wholesalers out there, the more I buy, right, the more they're going to give me a better price. So you're going to be buying at the lowest prices possible. And it's just a great plan. And if you want more details, like I said, go to allamericangold.com and you can read about the metals program, or give us a call here at the office. Arlene is our specialist, but Brooke, Brittany, Arlene, they can all help you and get you set up on the plan. And just remember this, too, about the plan. No fees ever. What does it cost to open an account? Nothing. What if, I had some unexpected expenses and I need to hold off? Just call us. We do it all the time. What if I want to change the amount, right? Whatever. There's never a fee. And if you pick up in one of our offices, if you pick up in Colorado, or you pick up in Arizona, you don't even get charged a shipping fee. So it's a great little plan. 800-951-0592. So be ready for that. Right after the first, and I think we're going to try to start shipping the week after Christmas, maybe a day or two, but the following week after New Year's is when the majority of all the metals programs will be heading out. We've got a big rally in the gold and silver markets. Gold's pushing up on $1,900. It's up like $35 to $40. Yesterday after the market closed, Gold jumped another $10 or $15. So I think Kitco's got it up like 25, but neither here nor there. 1892 to 1895. Silver has been up over $1 an ounce this morning, sitting there pushing up right on $26. So what a huge move in the silver markets. I'm just kind of laughing, when we were at Thanksgiving, we had the vaccine sell-off and all this stuff, and I told y'all, don't worry, it's going to be quick. And what was absolutely that. We got jobless claims we're going to talk about. Man, the shutdown, the spike in coronavirus really starting to rear its ugly head. So I'll give you the jobless claims numbers. Then we got to talk about stimulus. Now it seems like they're getting a lot more serious and trying to figure out how to give more people more money. So be ready. We're going to have stimulus 1, and then we're going to have a second stimulus that's going to come at the beginning of 2021. And we'll kind of tell you, I'll give you an updates about what they're talking about trying to do. And again, that could happen at any moment. Stimulus 1. Could happen at any moment. They're trying to make this big thing. They want to get it done so they can go home for Christmas, and I'm anticipating that happening. So we'll bring all of those things to you, plus a few others. We'll talk a little bit about digital currencies, Bitcoin. Just like I told you, right? Everyone's Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that. Listen, we love Bitcoin, but we love what Bitcoin represents. But just remember, it's one of two things. Either it's going to become a Wall Street playground, or it's going to get outright banned or manipulated by central banks. So we'll talk about all of those things when we return. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. Right now, we're talking about the dollar breaking down, just like I told you, below 90. Matter of fact, let's just peek in here real quick. 89.75 now on the dollar, and we're in this cycle. And I told you it started this year, and these cycles last 7 to 10 years. And they've been well documented, especially once we went off the gold standard completely. If you go back 50 years, go back to 1971, and you just see these 7 to 10 year blocks. Higher dollar, lower dollar, higher dollar, lower dollar, higher dollar, lower dollar. But here's the thing that's true in all of these blocks. Lower highs, and lower lows. Lower highs and lower lows. You think about it, in the 70s, the dollar was, almost 140. And then the next cycle, it only got up to 120. The latest cycle, it only got up barely over 102. And the lows, right, got to 100. Then it got to 80. I think it was 84, and then it got to 70, 72 and change. Now we're getting ready here, right? We're expecting at the end of this cycle, so somewhere between now and 2030. Don't be surprised to see the dollar well into the 60s. So today, gold's back above its 50-day moving average now. So all the buy signals, the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, same thing. Silver, the same way as well, on a bunch of different things, but mostly dollar weakness because of the fact that debt. Right, we got more debt coming, and a lot more debt coming. And then, of course, we had jobless claims like we do every Thursday. And today's number, it was unexpectedly high again. These guys, I don't know what they expect. Of course it should be high. It was 885,000. That is going back to, remember when they changed the way they were doing jobless claims, because they were saying because of coronavirus, it was making seasonal adjustments go a little sideways. So because remember, we're doing a million. And then we went down to 800,000s right after that. This is the highest level since they changed. This is the highest number since they changed that in early September. 885,000 people filing for unemployment claims for the very first times. And initial claims from last week, that rose to 862. So we're kind of seeing this pattern. It just makes sense, right? Less people working. And this is the holidays too, right? If they were going to be doing holiday hiring. So this is one of those things that we were hoping wasn't going to happen, but we're seeing it now. 20.6 million Americans receiving some kind of unemployment benefit. Now, that's a lagger. That's a last week of November number. So it looks like, again, we're seeing this now. The continuing claims are getting higher. So a lot more need for this stimulus to get done. Congress needs to move on this as quickly as possible because a lot of these people have been unemployed too long. They don't get any more benefits. And most states it's 26 weeks. That's all you get. It's like 6 months. So they're going to need to get the extension. And, of course, as I said yesterday, they're looking to add more money to that, too. Right now, we're hearing $300. Maybe they could get it to $400, but right now that's what we're hearing. I also saw yesterday after I got off the air, they were talking about maybe some rental assistance money. And, I mean, there's a lot of things up in the air. I heard this morning they were talking about giving everyone a check. They need a lot more than $900 billion to do all that. So we'll have to wait and see. But that is coming and coming very quickly. So get ready for a lot more dollar weakness. And, again, I think we're going to see the dollar. And, of course, I told you this weeks ago. So we're going to have a dollar in the 80s in 2021. How low into the 80s? I think we're going to be in the low 80s. 80, 83, 82, 81. Worst case scenario will be in the 70s. And that worst case scenario would be the virus or the virus. The vaccine isn't as effective, or there's problems with whether it's how people are reacting to the vaccine, or whether it's, hey, all the numbers, the volume wasn't really there, right? In other words, they are having production problems, or this problem or that problem, and not enough people are getting the vaccine. Or what I really fear the most is, like I said, the vaccine's not that effective because the virus mutates. And there's talk now of just that and I believe it's in the UK, that there's 17 new strains that are emerging as this virus mutates. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. But if that happened, then look out, right? Because then instead of 2 more stimulus, right, we know we're going to, fingers crossed, we get one before Christmas. It's not going to, no one's going to get any money for Christmas, but it'll help at least with the unemployed people in January. And then, of course, the Biden election or the Biden inauguration, when that occurs, get ready for stimulus 2. If we have issues with the vaccine, get ready for stimulus 3. And again, we are going to, I have no doubt in my mind, we will have all-time record high gold prices in 2021. And don't be surprised if we possibly have all-time record high silver prices. You know, and silver's all-time high. It's $50. So, you know, right now we're at 26. So we've got a ways to go. I've gotten a lot of emails about Bitcoin and all the other coins. Well, when I say Bitcoin, I'm talking about them all. Okay, so whether it's a Ethereum or this coin, Litecoin, that coin, all the digital type coins. I warned you months ago, get ready for everybody and their mother to come out on television and tell you how great it is. And that's exactly what we've seen. Because, again, they're getting us ready. What do I mean by they're getting us ready? They're preparing us for our digital currency. It's coming. Listen, 1360, we've got a new program coming, Liberty Revolt. It's going to be from 5 to 7. It's going to be the early drive time show from 5 to 7. And Dylan, who is going to be running that show for us, he's got so many ties to China. And it's amazing what they're doing over there. We have no idea. We're fools here. China, everything is on their phone. Everything. Listen, here we freak out when we don't have our phones here, right? Mostly because we want to check social media, right? Right. Well, I got to see what's going on Facebook and Twitter, right? Oh, my gosh. In China, everyone pays for everything with their phone. Everybody. I mean, you can't do business. There's lots of places in China. That's the only way that you can get a payment, right? You're not coming in there and paying them with real renminbis. No thanks. Use your phone, right? It's the ultimate tracking device. And they're getting us ready, and they want you to believe in digital currency. Hell, I love it. And I've said it a million times. But you got to understand what these coins are. Okay? They're not gold. Of course, they like to tell you that it's digital gold, right? And everybody does that, right? When anybody wants you to believe something's great, what do they tell you? It's the gold standard. It's white gold and this and that. Same thing. The thing that really makes these things valuable, it's not the quote unquote data mining to get the coin, because that's what they're trying to pretend like somebody's got to go. You've got to employ thousands of people to dig miles into the ground, right, to get it. You got to spend a lot of power, I guess, on your computers. But it's the technology behind it that has value. And it's a technology that is incredibly awesome and downright scary all at the same time. It's kind of like, and I imagine sometime in the future, and really, and when I say future, maybe I'm going to be dead, maybe not, where you start getting kind of like the cyborg, right? Where you're going to have little chips in your bodies and all that stuff. The technology's amazing. The ability to track and to process it's incredible. And it's a very dangerous and powerful tool all at the same time. But they want credibility. The reason they want credibility is because when they crash it, and again, I think I don't think we've got 5 years. I don't. Before 2025, it's the crash is going to be here. I mean, look at it. Real estate's a huge bubble. The stock market's a huge bubble. The bond market, it's the biggest bubble of them all. Right? This. We've seen this movie play out so many times. But know when you're dealing in digital, right? You're making you're placing bets. You make a lot of money in digital currency. You can. But here's the problem. You can also lose a lot of money, right? I mean, this is something that'll trade up and down, $1,000, $2,000 in a day. It like right now it's up, right? Next week it could be down. I mean, but you're going to hear people sing the praises and a lot more of it. That way, when the digital dollar gets here, you'll be like, yeah, that could work because look at what Bitcoin and all these other coins did. Here's the problem, though. There's no way they're going to allow for Bitcoin or any other coin to compete against the digital dollar or the digital euro or the digital renminbi. They're not. And could you imagine right now if we had the choice? Hey, I want my checking and savings accounts to be backed by gold. I want my checking or savings account to be backed by Bitcoin or this or that and fluctuates with that. There's no way they're going to allow it. I bring up Christine Lagarde. She's now head of the ECB, was head of the IMF. She is essentially the head central banker for the Eurozone. Gave a huge speech about how dangerous these quote-unquote safe coins are. But before this, they need the technology to keep improving, working, work out all the bugs. So be careful. We'll talk about paying with stuff with this as well. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. And again, talking about the big push behind the digital coins. And all part of the plan. And we know this. They do this to us all the time. They condition us and train us. And I mean, look at what's happening to all of our founding fathers and tearing down statues. And now San Francisco, they've lost their mind. California's lost their mind. There's a school, Abraham Lincoln. They're removing his name off of the school, because apparently, even though he freed the slaves, he really didn't like black people either. So his name's gone. I mean, just stuff like that, just nonsense. But you get conditioned. I mean, talk to your kid. I've got an 18 and a 21-year-old. You should see the things that they force down these kids' throats. Same thing's happening with the digital currency. I'm going to tell you right now, and I've said it a bunch of times, I have no problem with somebody investing in one of them. But just know, it's just like buying a stock. And regulation will continue to come, and then ultimately, very quickly, we're going to have digital coins by central banks. And then we'll see what happens. Right now, I just don't see. And again, let's look at it this way. You can't really buy a lot of things with Bitcoin. You just can't. Can't go to Walmart and buy Bitcoins or buy groceries with your Bitcoin. Just kind of like you can't buy it with gold either. Well, you could, but you shouldn't. Can't buy a lot of things. So you've got to convert it. Now, I will tell you right now, Ryan, my guy Ryan, we're looking into being able to accept it. We could. We're just not very comfortable with it. And what I mean by that is, sorry about that. What I mean by that is it's such a volatile thing that by the time you get the money, because we looked at the fees involved, and the fees, they're fairly reasonable. They're not outrageous for me to accept them. But it's the delay in getting the money that's the biggest problem. And then the delay could cause the coin to be worth a lot less, could be worth a lot more, but it could also be worth a lot less. So there's some logistical things that have kept us from doing it, but we're looking at it. but it's very difficult to do. And because of the volatility of the coin, it makes it a little harder. Gold moves, could move $100 in a day. And I've told you, listen, get ready. There's going to be $200, $300, $400 days. But Bitcoin and others can move thousands of dollars in minutes. And that's what kind of makes it really difficult. Right now I change prices when I get here in the morning. And I don't really worry about it after that. Usually gold and silver have made whatever move they're going to make for the day. The big part of that move usually has already happened. Take yesterday as an example. Yesterday's a great example. So gold was up a little bit. Silver was up a little bit. And my son was signed his letter, right? He's signed, sealed, and delivered to the University of San Diego to play football. Well, that was happening. I'm not sure. I think it was stimulus talk, like Pelosi came out and said, hey, we're really, really close. And the gold market, it jumped another $10 or $15. But it wasn't, that wasn't going to kill me, right? And I wasn't in a position to where I could adjust my prices, right? Raise my price at the time. But that happens. I don't worry about it too much. But Bitcoin, it can move hundreds of dollars in seconds. And so you have to have a lot more sophistication in order to make it work. And like I said, I change prices daily. I would actually have to have some form of an algorithm developed that would be tied into one of the Bitcoin servers and be changed. Prices would have to change, by the second. And it can be done. It's expensive. It's not a cheap thing to do. And we would really have to spend a lot of upgrading on our website and our shopping cart. And there's a lot of cost involved to that. And because it moves so violently all the time, it's difficult. And so you only need one billionaire to come out and say, I bought $1 billion worth or I sold $1 billion worth, and boom, Bitcoin moves thousands of dollars in seconds. So there's a logistical problem in doing that. You look at the dollar today, right? The dollar moved. Well, it broke 90, but it's not like it went from 90 to 50 in a matter of minutes. It went from 90 and a half to 89 and a half. It's not a huge thing. So there are problems that way with it being able to accept it as payment for something, because the price moves so fast. It's hard. And again, you have to, you got to buy it and sell it almost immediately, and so it makes it a little more difficult, especially with an item like gold that the price is always moving, right? And silver where the price is always moving. So there's that issue. But the bigger issue, longer term, really is when we really get the digital currencies. If Bitcoin and these other coins started to really grow to where you could use it as money, right? And again, pretty much anywhere. Right? I can go to McDonald's and I can go here to use it. You're hearing about PayPal saying, hey, we may be able to take it and this, that, the other. Right? I guarantee you it will be outlawed. That's just my opinion. Because they won't let it compete. Because why would you? If we could compete right now with the dollar and put my money in something else, I would. So be careful. Be careful. Patriot Radio News Hour got a great special. Once again, third day in a row. Something really we don't do a lot of, but really awesome. We'll be back right after the break. 800-951-0592. It's so funny. My girls and I were talking during the break because they're like everybody else. They're seeing it. They get it. They're asking questions. And I was telling Brooke, I said, when this happens, and listen, it's going to happen soon. Less than 5 years. They're going to let us older folks still write checks because we're stuck in our ways, and we'll use our debit cards and our credit cards. You got younger kids, they'll probably never write a check in their life. They'll use their phones to pay for everything. And how do I know this? Because you know what? And I'm so excited about this show coming. By the way, the first Monday in January, I think it's the 3rd, but maybe it's the 4th, whatever day it is. The first Monday in January, Liberty Revolt moves to Monday through Friday from 5 to 7 a.m. On 1360 KHNC. And Dylan, he's going to educate you like you've never imagined. It's going to be eye-opening. They're already doing it in China right now. Of course, and I've told you, they got a digital renminbi already. And how did they get people to use it? Hey, you start using it, we'll give you some free money. Right? We'll give you a free $100. It's kind of like, how do you get guys to take the vaccine or the flu shot? You know companies are going to pay you. If you were going to be, hey, we'll give you $100. Go get a shot. Right? Yeah, okay. Same thing. But that's when, remember, right? They keep telling, man, they just said it again yesterday at their last little meeting of the year. Gee, you should have heard Jay Powell crying like, oh, we can't get this inflation. We're going to just keep buying bonds until it happens. That's what he said. We're going to buy bonds. And, of course, that's not true. They're buying treasuries because they have to, not because they want to. They have to. Till we get this inflation. When the digital currency comes, you'll get your inflation. And it's going to be horrendous. Everyone's going to listen. They're going to leave all your money in your bank and in your 401ks. None of it's going to change. Instead of it being dollars, it's just going to be digital. It'll be digital dollars. Won't be Federal Reserve. No, it'll be digital dollars. And then you know what you're going to see? It doesn't buy anything. All of a sudden, that $100,000 makes you feel poor. Hey, I got $1 million in my IRA or my 401k. I'm a boss. Look at me. And then you'll be like, what happened? What happened? Right? They're going to get it. And this is really what is in store for all of us. And when you prepare or you don't. And this is why I said gold isn't Bitcoin. And Bitcoin definitely isn't gold. They do two different things. Right? Bitcoin allows you, at least for now, to have some money. Hey, it's not controlled by the central bank. Right? That's what they want you to believe. And it's not controlled by the central bank because they don't want to control it yet. They leave that part out. Right? That's probably the more important part. My hope is that they pay you for it. That's my hope, is that they pay you for the Bitcoin. The problem is, what's the price of the Bitcoin when they finally decide to pay? I don't know. Right? Is Bitcoin going to 100,000? It could. I don't know. Eventually, do I think Bitcoin will be zero? Yes. Unless nobody takes it. Then it can exist, right? As long as no one takes it to buy stuff with, then it can exist. As soon as that happens and it can compete, it's over. Because, let's face it, none of us trust the government. None of us trust the central bank. We'd all move our money somewhere else if we could. 800-951-0592. So big move in silver today. U.S. Silver Eagles, $630 a roll. I mean, wow, we were. What were we at one point? Like 580 a week and a half ago. 630 a roll on U.S. Silver Eagles, but I've got 100 rolls of peace dollars. And I'm not talking about the circulated ones or the cold ones that are all worn out and flat. I'm not even talking about the AUs, which we've sold a lot of, and man, have they been really nice looking. And AUs almost uncirculated. These are the BUs. BU peace dollars. A lot of these coins are probably gradable, right? They're probably mint state 60, 61, 62, just not worth it. Got to be at least 63 or higher to even be worth it. But these things look like almost like they're new. Of course, the peace dollar was, 1922 to 1935. The best part today is the price. Also, just $630. So you can get a roll of Silver Eagles for $630. Or for my money, I'm buying a roll of BU peace dollars for the exact same price. And I can tell you right now, there is only one time in the 17 years I've been here where you could buy BU peace dollars for the same price as a Silver Eagle. So take advantage. There's 100 rolls of them. They're $630 at 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Final segment coming up. Eight 800-951-0592. Quick look here at the markets. The Dow not doing nearly as well as I thought. It's up, but about 80 points right now. Gold is up, depending on where you look, $24 to $37, but the price $1,891. Silver's up $1, $26 and a couple of pennies on silver. Today's special, and listen, these things are freaking awesome. The BU peace dollar. A BU Morgan dollar, which I don't have any, but the different BU Morgan dollar is probably going to be over $800. The BU peace dollars right now at $630. And there's only been once. And normally with the BUs on the peace and the Morgans, you're looking at a premium usually of, especially let's just focus on the peace dollar, of anywhere from $3 to $10, depending on the timing of it all. $3 to $10 more than a Silver Eagle. So here at the same price, and of course we're looking at the charts now. The dollar, just like I promised you, the dollar's broken down now, below 90, into the 80s. Jay Powell yesterday just confirmed what we already knew. Hey, I'm buying bonds forever. We're never raising rates until the digital dollar comes, and I think this is the path that we're on. We're going to see a lot more stimulus, and you're just going to continue to see gold prices and silver prices continuing to climb. Same thing with the digital coins; they'll all rise. Be careful. Listen, Bitcoin's up like $2,000 today. Probably go down $2,000 tomorrow. So just be careful, be smart about it, be diversified. I love it. I'd actually buy something cheaper than Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum or Litecoin or something like that. But either way, but when you really want to preserve your wealth, gold and silver is where it's at. And when it finally comes to an end, it'll be the last thing standing in the room. How do I know? Because it's always been the last thing standing. Don't be fooled. Something backed by nothing is worth nothing eventually. So gold and silver and the peace dollars, like I said, I expect silver to have another huge year. But it's going to be a lot more balanced this year. Right now the silver price probably undervalued only by about $2 to $3 an ounce right now. Remember, at one point it was undervalued by like 10 or 12. But I expect to see silver prices in the $40 to $50 range in 2021. So when you're looking at a BU peace dollar, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see it in the, that 60, 70 dollar a coin range when that happens. Because you got to remember, if that does happen, right, demand for silver is going to be through the roof, and we know what happens. The mint can't keep up. Junk silver's flying off the table. The Morgan and Peace dollars are gone. So I think it's a great opportunity here. BU peace dollars. It's like AU pricing for BU coins. $630 a roll. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back tomorrow.